Welcome to another episode of Future Institute's Future Talks segment. Future Talks is a monthly podcast organized and hosted by Future Institute, a nonprofit organization committed to growing student success and building a better society. Each month, you will hear from one of our stakeholders, such as graduates, program participants, board members, sponsors, supporters, and community members. I am your host today, Nichole Pientka, Program Officer for Future Institute's Future Leaders Initiative, or FLI Program. The FLI program offers a variety of resources and opportunities to over 100 participants in college or career programs to help them build skills in a structured program that assists with their pursuit of college and careers and beyond. Today, our guest is Ethan Schreiber, a senior in the FLI program. Ethan, please tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hi, my name is Ethan Schreiber. I graduated from Chicago Math and Science Academy, and I am currently a fourth year at Illinois Institute of Technology, and I'm an applied math major.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that introduction. So my first question for you, just to kind of go back to the basics, is what was your experience with navigating the transition from high school to college?
Yeah, navigating from high school to college was definitely it was definitely a bittersweet experience, and it was a challenge. I'm the first in my family to attend college, so I don't have the initial resources that that parents would have when they would go to college. So it was definitely a great feeling to start the next chapter of my life, but also there was definitely a bit of apprehension because I didn't know what my journey would look like, or what what would my experience be like, since this was all very new to me.
Yeah, definitely. What was one thing that kind of like stood out to you in that transition? Like, what was one thing that maybe you were surprised about in that transition process, or maybe like the one thing that kind of just like stood out to you as like the most difficult thing?
I would say the most difficult thing transitioning from high school to college would be just how much independence I have. Just being able to, as simple as just you know, just doing laundry, or just being able to schedule in my work, or schedule in different social experiences. It was all up to me to make sure I would be able to coordinate these things properly. And it was difficult at first, but my university did have resources such as that help students navigate through this process. Yeah, I would say that would be the thing that stood out to me, was just how much independence I had.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a big thing when you go off to college and you're, especially if you go away to college, and it's like your first time kind of away from home. You don't have mom or dad doing your laundry.
Exactly.
So yeah, definitely understandable. Um, so what do you think are some of the major challenges students like you are going through today? I know the pandemic is still not quite over. If you want to hit on that, that's great. Or anything else you think kind of like the standard, uh, student may go through, maybe a student like you who did not have parents who went to college, or a first generation college student like you.
Yeah, I think two things I would like to hit on. First, like exactly what you brought up, the pandemic. It definitely hit every student across the country very hard. Just being isolated and navigating online classes was definitely a major difficulty, and it was very new. No one's had ever been through this before, so it was something different, something that we had to really stick with each other and just try to help each other, and that's something students are still trying to recover from even today. Um, I would say the second thing would be just the rising costs of college too. That's something that students are very conscious of and just trying to figure out how to what resources are out there to alleviate the cost of college. So like scholarships and just be able to work more. So I would say these are two of the current um, most pressing issues for students.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely seeing a lot of that with other students that I've talked to as well. Um, that financial factor is just so huge on top of just everything else going on. And it's been a pressing issue even when I was in college like 8 years ago. It's still difficult. I'm still paying off student loans. So it's definitely a pressing issue for everyone, like you said. Um,
Right.
so what is something important that you've learned or maybe an opportunity you've taken advantage of during your time in the FLI program? And do you feel like it's something that you can kind of take with you into your career after you graduate, or maybe you've applied it recently or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. I would say something that I can definitely take with me are just the different workshops that were provided through this program, whether it was talking about investing or different career paths an individual could take. I think there was just a plethora of things I learned from that I will be taking with me as I graduate and I can take with me into my own job. Again, going back to the pandemic, it was isolating. It was difficult to navigate classes, but I feel like those workshops that were provided helped me a lot. I would be able to hear an expert's opinion on how to deal with these things. I would listen. I would take notes, and in my own life, I would see an incremental difference, and that really meant everything to me. So.
Great. Yeah, I'm glad that you found a lot of the workshops helpful. I always say this, but I every year I ask for student input on those workshops. You know, give me topics, give me things you want to know, learn about, learn more about, and that, I want to give that directly back to students like you because I know like these are the things you think are important and these are the things you care about learning more about, and I want to kind of give that back to you all so that you can use that now and later in life too. So I'm really glad that you've taken advantage of those opportunities and definitely learned stuff from them. So good to hear. So speaking of life after college, how are you feeling about post-college life? Do what are your plans look like coming up here in the next 6 months to a year? Um, all right, I know you are an applied math major. Are there, certain careers that you're looking at? Anything kind of standing out to you?
Yeah, just coming up on my last semester of college, and I've been thinking about potential career paths, and I feel the career path I wanted to take would be working in the financial industry as a entry financial analyst. That's something I've really thought about because I can see myself running the numbers in the background uh, every day. I really like working with numbers. Um, and I also want to see the post-college, the application of the classes I've been working with, whether it's linear optimization or stochastic processes. I really, the theory is really interesting, but I can definitely, I want to invest myself in the application side of things. I want to be in my career. I would like to generate new research ideas and be able to discover new problems using the things that I've learned and be able to just be able to see how they work in my job. In addition, I would like to see, I can see myself working for an international company. I really, personally, I really like learning about different cultures, particularly Far East cultures. I can definitely see myself just going there and learning about the culture. Um, So I could see myself being sent there by the company and just being able to learn how they conduct business there. And at the end of my time there, I would come back and just share that information with my company and see how we can improve our community and how we can improve our industry globally. So this is definitely a career path I'm thinking about.
Yeah, so you like numbers and you like traveling. It's a very interesting combination.
You're right.
No, but it's very cool. It's very different. I feel like a lot of, I mean, kind of the stigma of like accountants and financial people are that they just, sit behind the computer and crunch the numbers, like you said
Right.
earlier. But I feel like that's awesome that you want to expand your horizons and you want to travel. And I think it's super important to travel. I was lucky enough to be able to travel and study abroad as well during my own college experience. And I think that's just, and I think the pandemic, in the past couple of years, especially with students like you going through the middle and end of your college life during it, you don't haven't really had to be able to travel and get that experience. I know you had planned last semester in the fall to try to go to Japan, but that did not
Right.
work out. I know you said the last time we spoke, just personally, you were thinking about trying to travel during the summer. Are you still trying to do that?
Yes, that's correct. The plan is to still, work things out with the abroad coordinator and potentially go study in the summer abroad.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're sticking with that. I really hope that, you're able to do that, or even just in the future in general, be able to travel through work or even just for your own leisure time. I think that traveling is an awesome opportunity. And I have personally never been to Asia, but I feel like it would be really an interesting experience, especially how different the culture there is. So I really hope that you are able to do that and you find some kind of international company that are sending people abroad. So I think it's definitely a great opportunity. But I want to kind of reflect a little bit on, now that you're finishing everything up, you're finishing college, you're kind of finishing up the FLI program. Is there anything you can think of or recommend like, how do you recommend we offer better support to our students like you as they transition from high school to college and then into careers? Is there anything like you think we can improve on or add or refocus at all?
Yeah, so I definitely can see like the workshops are amazing. The online workshops, they definitely are helpful, definitely improve different students' lives. I think if these workshops could be provided in person, that would be excellent. I know due to the pandemic, it's that's not really a possibility, but if in the summer, if something like an in-person workshop would be great. I think the face-to-face interaction and it's excellent. It's great, and it reinforces everything that's great about online workshops. Being able to improve um, one's life and just being able to navigate college or even high school. I think doing an in-person workshop would be a major plus, and I feel like it would bring the students and it would bring the presenters a little bit more close together. There would be more connection, I feel like.
Yeah, it's definitely a great suggestion. Um, I can definitely see that eventually happening. Maybe next year we will throw in some in-person workshops here and there. It is kind of difficult though, as you might imagine, even just, in the scheduling and um, getting everyone into one place. But since we do have so many students all across the US, it is, that online interaction becomes more important just because we can't get everyone into one place. But I definitely want to see like maybe we could do some more centralized workshops where maybe it's students attending universities in Chicago or, we have a lot of students in Ohio, maybe attending Ohio State University or something like that. I could definitely see us doing more centralized workshops, kind of sprinkled in as well. So thank you for that feedback. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Um,
of course.
yeah. So just kind of to wrap everything up, what is the best advice you received? Or it could be a piece of information or important advice that you would like to give to students in college right now.
Yeah, I think the best advice would be this advice was given to me by a summer coordinator. So I was a math TA for a number of summers, and I remember the first summer being a math. Well, not the first summer being a math TA, but the first summer being actually a participant in the program. She told everyone that no one goes through college alone. You always, people who get through college always have someone that has their back, someone that they can lean on, or just being able to work together in groups. That's how you get through college. And looking back at just my personal experience at college, that is the truth. I think that when starting out as a freshman, definitely find a group of people that you can work with and you can lean on. That is not only your network, but that is people you can lean on when you're in difficult times and great times. So I think that's probably the most important piece of advice. Don't go through college alone. Find people that you can work with and you can grow with.
Awesome. Yes. Very, very important to have people who you can trust and have your back, definitely. Um, Ethan, well, thank you so much for joining me today. Do you have any other additional comments? I just want to make sure, we get everything in.
Yeah, I think it sums it up. I think this program is great. Just continue doing what you guys are doing, and yeah,
Awesome. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed working with you over the past several years, and I'm sure we will touch base before you graduate, but if for whatever reason we don't, because it is such a busy time for you, I really wish you the best of luck in, finding your first job, and I hope maybe that'll be something you can grow into and also travel with. I really think you'll do great things, and I think that college and hopefully the FLI program has kind of prepared you better for that process. So I really wish you the best of luck in that.
thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Of course. Well, thank you all so much for listening today. To learn more about Future Institute, visit futureinstitute.us or follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn at MyFutureUS. Thank you.